I'm going to play Ben Johnson here on the running back room. This has got the question in it, so take a listen. As Ben Johnson met the media, he's doing it before these practices. Here's Ben Johnson earlier today.
And what is your learned about your running backs?
Shoot, we'll find out more once we get the pads on, but extremely coachable. Improvements on the tracks every single day. Just we're very detailed with where we want them to go. They're all about it. Coach Bieniemy's doing a phenomenal job. He's very demanding. He's one of the more demanding coaches I've been around. I think they're receptive to that type of coaching. I think Swift has done a great job. Come back from the summer. He's in great shape. He had some plays yesterday that weren't ideal. We might have had a guy unblocked in the hole, and yet he's able to extend it and make something happen beyond. So highly motivated group. I know the perception out there is that maybe it's not the most talented room in the world. They like to hear that noise. So we're gonna be just fine.
Hey, I like that. Let it fuel you. It's the position group I think we as a show, just our philosophy, worry about least when it comes to offense. I think you can make a formidable, dependable, efficient run game without Saquon Barkley, believe it or not. You can. Teams in this league do it all the time. But think about all the injuries that the 49ers have had over the years. They've had a tough time keeping guys healthy, and they mostly just cycle them in, and they still are usually a pretty effective running team. I mean, during Kyle Shanahan's tenure there, I don't know, what is it, about 7-8 seasons now. I think in at least half of those seasons, they've been in the top half of the league, usually somewhere around the top 10 in rushing efficiency and expected points via the rush offense. They were top 10 last year, even with all the injuries, and an offense that wasn't as good as we're used to seeing. They still find ways to do it in their scheme, in their personnel. So we're just never going to worry about it much. The two of us, no. I think a lot of people share our sentiments. Some vehemently disagree. That's fine.
And then who they point to when they do that? Their evidence is who? Saquon Barkley,
I guess.
Yeah, and what evidence did you have to quiet everybody down on the whole Saquon Barkley thing?
The most yards before contact per rush in NFL history.
And in the top 5 of all time, 3 of them are with Philadelphia that have.
Correct.
In the last 6 years?
Correct.
Yes. So what does that tell you?
It tells me Philadelphia is good at running the football no matter who's back there.
That's what it tells me. They got a great offensive line.
Yes.
And the other in San Francisco.
Yes.
When they were in their prime.
Correct.
So, I mean, come on, fellas.
So it's not anything we worry about. I like when Ben Johnson says, hey, they hear the noise. They're motivated. He said DeAndre Swift looks great. He had a great offseason. He's motivated. He came back ready to go. And, all right, great.
And not only that, but these running backs, when they ended up leaving their teams, they got released or whatever happened, well, they end up going and where am I going to go? Derrick Henry, Baltimore, a great team, great quarterback, MVP, and a great offensive line. Geez, where am I going to go? You don't see him looking at going for the worst offensive line in the league, do you?
Usually not.
Man, let me go there. Where can I go? But if you got a chance to pick and choose, and Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley did, where do you think they aligned themselves with?
Yeah, I mean, Saquon was smart.
The best offensive lines in the league because they don't want to get their ass kicked. He's had his ass kicked. It's our point. You build the offensive line, and you're going to have successful running backs.
Yeah. Frank's in Canaryville on ESPN 1000. What's going on, Frank?
Frank.
Hey, guys. Sad day today, let me tell you. All right? I called to talk about the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is I can only compare this to, like, when people found out George Washington died, a real American hero. You know?
Well, maybe slightly different. I wonder what talk radio was like that day, Frank.
I don't know. I mean, how did they tweet that out with one cell tower?
I don't know.
But I want to say, like, I was a little Hulkamaniac growing up. I was born in 86, so I caught the tail end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still remember where I was 29 years ago to this month when Hulk dropped the leg on Macho Man and ruined my childhood and made the NWO. It's something you don't forget, but towards the later part of the years, really started loving Hulk again until, let's say, about the last 7. But it's a terrible day. Childhood is over.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like, right, Frank? Frankie, thanks, man. We appreciate it. Big piece of your childhood that, someone who entertained you as a kid through all of his faults. That's for damn sure. Thank you, Frank. We got a list here, Yerk, from Bill Barnwell. NFL players, coaches, GMs under the most pressure in 2025. Coaches, players, GMs. You know who's on this list from the Bears?
Caleb Williams.
Braxton Jones.
Oh, Braxton Jones?
Yeah, Braxton Jones is on this list.
Well, if he thinks he's under pressure, you're under pressure last year to perform, so they don't address it. Once they start replacing you, once they take 2 left tackles in the first 3 rounds 2 years in a row, the writing's on the wall, is it not?
They've drafted 2 tackles in the first 3 rounds in each of the last 2 drafts.
Yeah. Because at some point they know he's going to want to get paid, and you can't pay a guy that's not top of his position.
Yeah.
It's the way it works. Sorry.
So Jones isn't the first name mentioned. This is what Barnwell writes. Jones isn't the first name mentioned when it comes to the Bears and how they've built their roster. But he might be the most vulnerable player in their lineup. Inheriting the starting left tackle job as a day 3 pick during his rookie year, he was the first player drafted after pick number 150 to start a full season at left tackle since 1986. By the way, I don't think I knew that little nugget.
I didn't know that nugget either.
He has managed to exceed expectations without ever convincing as a surefire building block on the blind side of his quarterbacks. That is expertly put by Bill Barnwell. That is a perfect summation of what Braxton Jones has been. And when you pick a guy after pick 150 and he starts and he plays a lot and he contributes, you feel good about that. You're like, you did something right in your scouting.
Yes.
But you constantly are thinking to yourself, can we get better? Which is why they keep drafting tackles. Having made major investments nearly everywhere else on the offense, the one position the Bears haven't addressed over the past 2 off seasons is left tackle. Jones missed 11 games over the past 2 seasons with injuries, but the only move Chicago made at tackle this offseason was to use number 56 overall pick on Ozzie Trapillo, who was a right tackle for his final 2 college seasons after struggling on the left side early in his career. Likewise, 23 first-rounder Darnell Wright spent the vast majority of his college career playing right tackle. And while Wright has been Chicago's best lineman over the past 2 years, moving him to the blind side would be a major adjustment. And we know it's not one they're going to make. They told us that right out of the gate when training camp started. We sort of assumed it. And, of course, Darnell Wright is staying at right tackle. He goes on to write, Jones dealt with an ankle injury over the summer, leaving second-year swing lineman Karan Amagaji to get reps at left tackle during OTA. If Jones can stay healthy and lock down the left side of the line in the final season of his rookie deal, the riches earned by similarly inconsistent players, think Dan Moore, or inexperienced players, think Jalen Moore. Left tackle and free agency suggest he would be in line for a deal north of $20 million per season. The pending free agent could leverage the open market against a front office that has been generous with offers to core players. If Jones can't stay healthy or loses the job to Amagaji, Wright, or Trapillo, again, it won't be Darnell Wright, while settling into a swing role, he is probably looking at a fraction of that amount in free agency. So Barnwell's giving you kind of like the big picture why there's so much pressure on him going into his free agent year after his 4th season when his rookie contract expires. And he makes a lot of good points in here. I mean, he's talking about that Dan Moore and that Jalen Moore contract and what it could look like, because people, quite frankly, will sometimes, you're always going to overpay in free agency, and sometimes you'll overpay if you really feel like you have to fix one of your tackle positions. And it could benefit Braxton Jones greatly if he stays on the field, if he's healthy, and if he plays well. But I love the line. He has managed to exceed expectations without ever convincing as a surefire building block on the blind side of his quarterbacks. That is like to me, kind of a perfect summation of what Braxton Jones has been so far.
So keep that, and we'll put that quote on the wall.
You want me to pin it up over here?
Yeah, pin it up, but we're going to have to enlarge it so you can see it. Like when you want to look at it, it's on the wall, and we can just read it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
we'll have
sir.
to blow that up somehow.
We can do that.
Or maybe get some young artists.
I think we go to the copier and do that.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.